with your regional COVID-19 update. On today's show, we will have some new information about how COVID-19 is affecting the High Country and the Appalachian State community. Stay tuned for updates on how Walmart combats COVID-19 and guidance on proper face coverings.
Here with your news update for the second week of April, I'm Katie Garceran, and this is the Appalachian Weekly News. App State announced April 8th that a third student has tested positive for the coronavirus. The student lives off campus in Ashe County and has not visited campus since the first week of March. The case is also travel-related. The CDC recommends wearing cloth face masks as well as maintaining social distancing. They say masks should be used in public places like grocery stores and pharmacies. Appalachian Regional Healthcare is accepting donations. They need supplies like N95 respirator masks, gloves, gowns, and hand sanitizer. People can drop off supplies in front of Cannon Memorial in Linville or at the security checkpoint in front of Watauga Medical Center in Boone. On a brighter note, the High Country Food Hub is helping provide a place for residents to get local produce. Dave Walker is the development director of the Food Hub. He says customers can shop on the Hub's website Thursday through Monday every week. Other orders are built and customers pick them up the following Wednesday between 11:30 and 6. The pickup location is at 252 Poplar Grove Road. And we know that supporting small businesses is essential during this time, and so is supporting our healthcare workers. Our correspondent Brennan has the story of how one App regional healthcare worker has been impacted during this time.
An Appalachian Regional Healthcare System employee has tested positive for COVID-19. The employee in question did not provide direct patient care. ARHS is working with the health department to identify other staff who came in contact with the employee who tested positive. Each employee who came in contact has self-quarantined. Senior Vice President for Appalachian Regional Healthcare System, Rob Hudspeth, said, quote, "As a healthcare organization operating in accordance with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, we take very seriously our commitment to preserving protected health information and respecting the privacy of individuals infected by the virus," end quote. The employee had recently traveled and has been in quarantine and is recovering at home. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Brennan.
I'm Anna Muckenfuss with more of your COVID-19 news coverage. Walmart is limiting the number of shoppers in its stores to combat coronavirus. On April 3rd, the CEO of Walmart announced changes to the store's shopping process that encourage social distancing. The new guidelines mean that only 735 people can be in the Boone store at a time. Once the store reaches capacity, customers will be admitted to the store one by one. All court proceedings in North Carolina will be postponed until June 1st. The order by North Carolina Chief Justice Sherry Beasley authorizes court proceedings to be conducted virtually and also encourages anyone who may have coronavirus to not enter court facilities. For more information, go to nccourts.gov or call the Watauga County Clerk's Office. App State students will receive refunds for both housing and meal plans. Bill Roper is the UNC System interim president. He announced March 30th that all UNC System schools would supply students with refunds for housing and dining. App State students will receive a refund for the dates they have not been living in a residence hall, as well as a refund in the amount of the remaining balance of their meal plan. Refunds will be credited through a direct deposit or through a check mailed to the student's address on file. That's it for our coverage this week of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now let's go to John Park for more local news stories.
After this week, it appears that the stage is set for November. I'm John Park with the latest on the 2020 election for the Appalachian Weekly News. This week, Bernie Sanders suspended his campaign amid the coronavirus pandemic, which has halted in-person campaigning. The senator from Vermont was down in the delegate count for the Democratic primary and could not see a way forward.
So while we are winning the ideological battle, and while we are winning the support of so many young people and working people throughout the country, I have concluded that this battle for the Democratic nomination will not be successful.
Sanders ran his second presidential campaign for 13 months and beat out more than 25 other Democrats before suspending his campaign. Now the presumptive nominee for the Democrats is Joe Biden. The former vice president had a slow start to the primary season, losing early states like Nevada and New Hampshire to Sanders. It was Biden's win in South Carolina that rallied his base of moderate supporters, sending him on a winning streak to capture the lead on Super Tuesday last month, including in North Carolina. Watauga County is one of 4 counties that voted for Bernie Sanders in North Carolina. Joe Biden will now face Donald Trump for the presidency in November. North Carolina has a number of important races going on this election cycle, as it's one of 5 states to be holding a presidential, gubernatorial, and senatorial election concurrently this year. In the Senate race, incumbent Republican Tom Tillis will face Democrat Cal Cunningham. Tillis has served as the junior senator from North Carolina since 2014. Cunningham is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army Reserves and previously represented the 23rd District in the North Carolina Senate. Tillis and Cunningham both won their nominations last month. In the gubernatorial race, incumbent Roy Cooper will face Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest. Cooper was elected as governor in 2016 after serving as the Attorney General for North Carolina. Forrest was first elected as lieutenant governor in 2012, being the second only Republican to hold the office since 1897. Both became their respective parties' nominee for governor last month on Super Tuesday. In an effort to combat COVID-19, voters are now able to register online. The North Carolina DMV and State Board of Elections launched the initiative last month to encourage social distancing. Karen Brinson Bell, executive director of the State Board of Elections, said that we're excited for this new service. It's another way we can help North Carolina voters while we practice social distancing. Existing DMV customers with a North Carolina driver's license or an NCDMV issued ID may apply to register to vote or update voter address or political party information by going to ncsbe.gov/voters/registering to vote. Now, here's Grace Smith with more local news. Grace?
Thank you, John. I'm Grace Smith coming to you from Burlington, North Carolina with some news for the Appalachian State community. Three campaign violations have been filed during this SGA presidential election season. The violations have been filed by the Mullins-Martin and Davis-Hunter campaigns. The Davis-Hunter campaign has accused the Mullins-Martin campaign of declaring to run for president before the declaration period. The Mullins-Martin campaign accused the Davis-Hunter campaign of creating an Instagram for their campaigns too soon and for malicious campaigning on their social media account. The post in question included statements like, "There are people who use SGA for an ego boost." SGA has since said the Mullins-Martin campaign is not responsible for the violation alleged by the Davis-Hunter campaign. Boone's Chief of Police Dana Crawford announced his retirement from the position on March 27th. Starting May 1st, Crawford will leave BPD after serving as Chief of Police since 2009. He will be a full-time law enforcement instructor as the new director of the Basic Law Enforcement Training Academy at Mayland Community College in Avery County. At some point, it's time for someone else to come along with new ideas that have a new way of doing things to go the next mile, Crawford said. For over a year, App State's Faculty Senate has advocated for raises. Because of COVID-19, any faculty raises have been put on hold. North Carolina reached a budget impasse earlier this year, and the COVID-19 outbreak was another expensive obstacle. All non-essential HR functions have been halted for the time being. The UNC system has temporarily suspended salary adjustments and the creation of new positions. That's all from me. Up next, we have Anna Muckenfuss, who has the story on the SGA debate.
Thanks, Grace. Even though campus life has transitioned to an online format, student government elections are still taking place with 3 teams running for the positions of president and vice president. Michael Davis is the incumbent vice president and is running for president. Davis says his main goal, if elected student body president, is to help students who are food insecure through a new food swipe system.
The swipe system, instead of a declining balance system, has been something that people have been talking about for a long time. Food services and campus dining have done an amazing job, and it's the example of listening and putting something into action.
Devin Mullins is the incumbent Senate President pro tempore. Mullins says he does not think a food swipe system is helpful for students facing food insecurity.
So running for student body president, my view is kind of that we need to listen to students. And those are the people that I'm running to represent. If we were to get into office and obviously talk about those things, we would absolutely want to talk to professionals.
Caleb Hudson is the final student body president candidate. According to the SGA election page, the goal of Hudson's campaign is to, quote, create a harmonious work environment, unquote. Voting for student body president and vice president ends on the 15th. To cast your vote, go to the SGA AppSync portal at appstate.campuslabs.com. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Anna Muckenfuss, and now we go to Xanayra Marin-Lopez with more local news coverage.
Thanks, Anna. It's great hearing from the SGA candidates for next year. Hello, everyone. I'm Xanayra Marin-Lopez here with some more updates. With the decrease in human activity and interaction due to COVID-19, positive environmental change is on the rise. However, some App State professors say it may be too early to say just how helpful social distancing is for the high country's climate. Mark Spond is a geography and planning professor and is the National Park Service liaison for the university. Spond says the pandemic is a shared personal responsibility and that people can help by, quote, protecting our environment on all levels right now, end quote. Peter Soleil, another professor in the department, says though direct impacts to North Carolina and the high country may be temporary, there are benefits. Soleil says that less industry upstream means less pollution heading into North Carolina, and that during COVID-19, we are likely to see better air quality. Boone's Earth Fair will soon reopen its doors. According to court documents, an Asheville-based investment group purchased the lease of the Boone store on March 24th. Bethany Turan is Earth Fair's new CEO. She says the investment group plans to reopen stores in the next 2 to 3 months. Country singer Luke Combs announced Wednesday that his concert at The Rock, scheduled for May 2nd this year, has now been rescheduled to May 1st, 2021. Combs posted the change dates on Instagram with a caption that read, "This was going to be a dream come true and still will be 1 year later. I'll see you all then." All ticket purchases for the previous date will be valid for the new one. I'm Xanayra Marin-Lopez, and that's all from me. Now we go to Connor Davidson with sports.
Thanks, Xanayra. App State Wrestling had no shortage of success this season. The Mountaineers finished 9-3 overall and 6-1 in conference play, with their only losses coming at the hands of nationally ranked opponents. Number 18 North Carolina, number 6 NC State, and number 20 Campbell. Of the 9 wins, App State posted 4 shutouts on the season against Presbyterian, Duke, the Citadel, and VMI. In the Southern Conference Tournament, App State had 4 champions: senior Kerry Miller, senior Matt Zavostowski, senior Damasio Samuel, and sophomore Jonathan Milner. These wrestlers received automatic bids to the NCAA championships along with juniors Thomas Flitz and Cody Russell. The 6 NCAA qualifiers was a program record, but on March 12th, the NCAA announced that it would be canceling all remaining winter and spring championships due to the coronavirus outbreak. Head coach John Mark Bentley, who reached 100 career wins this season, remains proud of what his team accomplished this year.
I look back at this year as a whole. I'm extremely proud of the growth and development of our program as a whole. And so I'm really proud of our guys for stepping up and, tackling the challenge and having a lot of young and new faces in our lineup that stepped out and did a phenomenal job for us. So there's just a lot to look back on and be very, very proud of.
Athletic Director Doug Gillen gave an update on the financial future of App State Athletics on a Zoom conference call. Due to COVID-19, App State Athletics is going to lose roughly $1.5 million. This is about 4% of the total budget for athletics. The biggest moneymaker for App State is football, which had an operating budget of over $7.2 million in 2019. If football games are unable to be played in the fall, athletics would take a big hit. Gillen gave the worst and best case scenarios on the call.
When you talk about worst case scenarios, you're talking about not playing football in academic year 2021. Best case, we're kicking off on September 5th against Morgan State. I do think that somewhere in the middle still works. It's painful, but the pain is less.
Hopefully it won't have to come to that. That's all I have for sports this week. Now let's go to Hadasa Rivera Marine, who has your Spanish language COVID-19 update.
Mi nombre es Hadasa Rivera. Hoy es domingo 12 de abril y estoy aquí con su actualización regional. de COVID-19. App State anunció el 8 de abril que un estudiante, quien es residente del condado de Ashe, dio positivo para el nuevo coronavirus. El examen positivo fue relacionado con un viaje que tuvo el individuo. Este es el tercer caso de coronavirus en el condado de Ashe y el segundo caso reportado en un estudiante de App State. Aparte de vivir fuera del campus, el estudiante no ha estado en la universidad desde el 4 de marzo. Si usted o un familiar están preocupados de ciertos síntomas que estén experimentando, comuníquense con los servicios de salud al 828-262-3100. Las enfermeras están continuando servicios médicos y de detección para estudiantes o personas y de forma remota. Los profesores y el personal que están preocupados por sus diagnósticos de salud o los de sus estudiantes, comuníquense con safety@appstate.edu. Para los residentes de Boone que buscan productos locales, el mercado de agricultores en línea de Blue Ridge Women in Agriculture está haciendo sus compras un poquito más fácil. High Country Food Hub tiene un sitio web en el cual clientes pueden hacer sus compras cada semana de jueves a lunes. Después de realizar los pedidos, el personal organiza el producto y los clientes recogen sus órdenes el miércoles siguiente entre las 11:30 y las 6 de la tarde. Si desea hacer una orden, visite el sitio web en highcountryfoodhub.org. Compradores ahora se encuentran con una nueva normalidad cuando visiten su Walmart local. El 3 de abril, el vicepresidente ejecutivo y CEO de Walmart, U.S. Tacona Smith, anunció cambios en el proceso de compra para alentar el distanciamiento social. Walmart solo está permitiendo 5 clientes por cada 1,000 pies cuadrados de cada tienda. Esto representa aproximadamente el 20% de la capacidad de una tienda Walmart. De acuerdo con los pies cuadrados de la Walmart en Boone, la capacidad aproximada es de 735 personas. Entonces, la próxima vez que visite su Walmart local, tal vez no lleve a toda su familia con usted. La jueza jefa de Carolina del Norte, Cherry Beasley, pospuso todos los procedimientos judiciales hasta el 1 de junio. La orden de la jueza incluye 7 directrices de emergencia. Entre algunas está la orden que permite el servicio de documentos judiciales por correo electrónico, el uso de una declaración jurada bajo pena de perjurio en lugar de notarización para presentaciones judiciales y juramentos. La fecha límite para el pago de la mayoría de multas y tarifas también ha sido extendida por 90 días. Para más información, visite el sitio web nccourts.gov o llame a la oficina del secretario del condado de Watauga. App State finalmente anunció detalles sobre el plan de reembolso respecto a la comida y la vivienda. Todos los estudiantes que actualmente no viven en una residencia recibirán un crédito prorrateado por la vivienda. El crédito va a ser aplicado a la cuenta de cada estudiante a partir del 23 de marzo y el proceso seguirá hasta el 8 de mayo. Para los estudiantes que se les otorgaron excepciones para vivir en una residencia después del 23 de marzo, los reembolsos serán distribuidos en base a la fecha de salida. El crédito de vivienda prorrateado se procesará a través de las cuentas de los estudiantes. Todos los estudiantes con un plan de comida que no lo estén utilizando recibirán el saldo restante como un reembolso o crédito aplicado a su cuenta de estudiante. Aquellos que estén usando sus cuentas de comida serán contactados individualmente y se les ofrecerá la oportunidad de recibir un reembolso o continuar usando su cuenta de comida. Para preguntas acerca de las cuentas de estudiantes, comuníquense con studentaccounts@appstate.edu. Gracias por ver. Los mantendremos informados sobre más noticias acerca del nuevo coronavirus. A continuación, Xanayra Marin-Lopez con su reporte.
Gracias, Hadasa. Soy Xanayra Marin-Lopez aquí con algunas actualizaciones más. Con la disminución de la actividad humana y la interacción debido a COVID-19, el cambio ambiental positivo está en aumento. Sin embargo, algunos profesores de App State dicen que puede ser demasiado pronto para decir cuán útil es el distanciamiento social para el clima de High Country. Mark Spahn es profesor de Geografía y Planificación y es el enlace de Servicio de Parques Nacionales de la universidad. Spahn dice que la pandemia es una responsabilidad personal compartida y que las personas pueden ayudar, diciendo, protegiendo nuestro medio ambiente en todos los niveles en este momento. Peter Suley, otro profesor del departamento, dice que aunque los impactos directos en Carolina del Norte y High Country pueden ser temporales, hay beneficios. Suley dice que menos industria aguas arriba significa menos contaminación hacia Carolina del Norte y que durante COVID-19 es probable que veamos una mejor calidad de aire. Earth Fair de Boone pronto reabrirá sus puertas. Según documentos judiciales, un grupo de inversión con sede en Nashville compró el arrendamiento de la tienda Boone el 24 de marzo. Bethany Turan es la nueva CEO de Earth Fair. Ella dice que el grupo de inversión planea reabrir tiendas en los próximos 2 o 3 meses. El cantante de country Luke Combs anunció el miércoles que su concierto en el Rock programado para el 2 de mayo de este año se ha reprogramado para el 1 de mayo de 2021. Combs publicó las fechas cambiadas en Instagram con una leyenda que decía: "Este iba a ser un sueño hecho realidad y aún lo será un año después. Los veré a todos entonces". Todas las compras de boletos para la fecha anterior serán válidas para la nueva. Dana Crawford, jefe de policía del departamento de Boone, anunció su retiro del 27 de marzo. Crawford ha servido desde 2009, pero ahora será el nuevo director de la Academia de Entrenamiento Básico de Aplicación de la Ley en Mainland Community College en el condado de Avery. Crawford dice que recibió buenos deseos del personal y de la comunidad de Boone, al tiempo que entiende que es hora de que alguien nuevo asuma el papel. Crawford dice en una cita: "En algún momento es hora de que alguien más presente nuevas ideas, que tengan una nueva forma de hacer las cosas para ir más allá". El Senado de la Facultad de App State ha abogado por aumentos de salarios más altos de la facultad durante el último año y medio. Debido al brote de COVID-19, el presidente interino del sistema UNC, William Roper, suspendió todas las funciones de recursos humanos no esenciales, incluidos los ajustes salariales. La superintendente interina, Heather Norris, declaró que en este momento la universidad no puede comprometerse con aumento porque las circunstancias son diferentes de cuando se hizo un compromiso al comienzo del año académico. Eso es todo de mí esta semana. Soy Xanayra Marin-Lopez y gracias por mirar. Mantente a salvo y quédate dentro.
That's a report this week. I'm Anna Muckenfuss. For all of us at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay well, and we'll see you next time.